1. Bernie.
Personally, I'm just happy to be alive. I have this enormous appetite to get everything I can out of life. I know it sounds corny, but after all that I've been through, I just appreciate each day. Every single day I have with my wife and kids is much more than I thought I'd have a few years ago. It all started in my 20s. I began to feel very run down, and being a pretty athletic person, it was clear something wasn't quite right. Anyway, I had some tests, and when the results came back, the doctor walked into the room and I just knew from his face that it was something awful. I'd been diagnosed with a rare liver disease, and he told me that if I didn't have a transplant, I'd be dead in 18 months. I went into denial. You see, I'd recently gotten married, and our baby son had just been born, and I couldn't stand the thought of him not having a father. Anyway, I had the transplant, and at first everyone was very optimistic, but in fact, my body rejected the transplant, and from relief, I fell back into despair. I had to wait for an exact match, a matching donor, to be found. It was torture not only for me, but for my whole family. This time, though, after the operation, I knew right away it would be okay. It felt different. Eventually, I started working again. These days, the only thing that makes me unhappy is meeting people who don't realize what a gift life is. They just take all they have for granted. I could never do that. The birth of our daughter a year ago was just the icing on the cake for me.